Hello and welcome back. I'm really excited because today we're going to switch it up a little bit and start drawing our cubes from a different angle. So this is a cube here, and if you turn it like this, we've sort of been drawing it more like this, where if you can think of it as 3D, right? Now, we're going to be drawing next a cube at this angle. So if you look at it here, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. And that's where we're seeing it as. So you can picture it 3D here, and then a point at the top and a point at the back. So this is officially a hexagon shape, thinking of it as solid too. And so we're changing our grid today. So I'm really excited about that. So get your paper out in front of you. And last time we erased the most of the grid, but you can still sort of see it. So let's get our pencil out. Today's a pencil day to get this grid on so we can do a hexagon grid. Now we can't do a grid, or we can't do this hexagon shapes with a square grid. I mean, I did it in Mexico when I drew this one. However, it's not as perfect, and it was definitely difficult. I did them most of them by freehand. You can see all these hexagons here, this sort of hexagon 3D pattern, which I will be teaching you. These hexagons here, the ones sort of surrounding it. Now, ours is going to be different because those ones were more freehand, and I wanted to teach you an easier way. So let's zoom in a little bit here. Just moving my camera down. Great. Now get a sort of larger area and make sure you can go 5 over, 5 down, so a 5 box. And just rough that in very lightly with the pencil. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you can still see some of the lines because you didn't erase it fully. This way. And 5 down. And 5 across. I did 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Make a nice, very lightly sketched square box there. I mean, we can actually outline the bottom one and the top one, and the 2 middle ones just really lightly. Okay, now to draw a hexagon from here, draw a dot right at the top in the middle, so third one over from the side, and then just go up, let's say a quarter of the way, so not half away, so right about there, and just draw a dot, and then another one down at the bottom, just about a quarter of the way. Now this is drawing a hexagon without using a compass, as I promised you. We will be using a compass to draw them a little bit more exact in the future, but you can get it pretty exact this way. So dot at the top of that box we just drew with the 5 by 5 right there, about a quarter of the way up, and right there about a quarter of the way down. Now the sides are going to be these 3 in the middle, this point here, the very top one, and then the bottom of the 3. So we're splitting up the 5 on the sides, 1, and then the 3 in the middle. So point there, and same on the other side here and here. So that is going to be our hexagon. So let's take our pencil and the ruler and join those dots up. It might not be 100% perfect, but it will be a lot easier than freehanding our hexagon. Now, hexagon is said to be the most efficient shape in order to maximize storage capacity and minimize material usage. That's why bees use it in their honeycombs. All right, so there's the hexagon here. And that's roughly our hexagon. Now maybe I'll make this one a little bit, turn it a little bit. Here, let me angle it a little bit. Okay, So from here, this is going to be our grid. So we can go along. Don't use the lines that we erased. Just draw this line here of the hexagon all the way where there's no page. So I'm going to move my ruler. There's no design. So in all of the empty spaces, we'll draw a line all the way down like that. Now I used this line of the hexagon that we just drew to make my line. See what I did there? Okay, now let's keep going with all of the lines of the hexagon. Now we've already done the vertical ones. You might want to go over them if you've erased it. If it looks erased, mine look fine. Let's go this way. Don't worry about the ruler crossing any of the points because we're making a new grid here. So all the way along this hexagon line to the top. And the bottom ones, sorry about that, a car horn. That one. And this one I'm going to go up higher, so moving the ruler up. And hoping it parallels up with the top line that we did. Ruler slipped. All good. Happens to everyone. Happens to us all. Awesome. Now along these lines, let's mark along one of these diagonal lines from the hexagon. Let's mark every centimeter up. 1, 2, from the hexagon, from the line that we just drew. So from this line here, I've marked 1 centimeter up along one of the vertical lines. And then taking your ruler and using that mark, that 1 centimeter up line, and match it up. You can even do a 1 centimeter up line with one of the bottoms. Let's do that too and make it more exact. So 1 centimeter up there, and now we match those two up along the vertical line that we drew at the beginning, and draw another line like that. Okay, so now we have 2 vertical lines there, and we've used this line of the original hexagon. Now, still 1 centimeter up from there, and 1 centimeter up at the bottom. I'm going to mark 1 centimeter, 2, 3, and keep going for a little ways so it's easier. And now you just use that 1 centimeter at the top and the 1 centimeter at the bottom. Moving my page so you can see it. And mark with your pencil your grid that goes like that. And keep going up because we've already marked a few. Like so. That's what mine's looking like. I think it's good. Keep going. So now I need to measure 1 centimeter up again, all the way to the top. Mine doesn't go right to the top, so I'm just going to go as close as I can, which is just a little ways away there. And a little bit here. All the way up. You know what to do, right? Mark these points up here with the pencil, and then keep going. Trust me, having this grid will make everything a lot easier. Our lives a lot easier. Now I'm going to mark the 1 centimeter from this line. So I have a marking point rather than guesstimating. And now from this point, and just keep going. Okay, do this one as well, and I'm just eyeballing the angle. Okay, gone all the way up. Now let's go all the way down with that same line. So we'll have to mark the 1 centimeter on the right and the left. My line that I did before didn't quite match up, so I might not use that one. Yes, go as far down as you can. I think I'm going to erase this one because the line that I used didn't quite match up. That's okay. If yours did, congratulations. But we want them to be roughly the same. You know, if they're not 100% perfect, it really isn't the end of the world. We're just using this as our guide. And marking your 1 centimeter down the page on the left side now, all the way down to the bottom. Yes, it feels a little futile drawing something that we know we're going to erase, but you know how we will use this. It will be worth it, trust me. It's worth it to do a good job. And know that it will be erased, so it's okay if it's not perfect. Now after we're done this, we have to go all the way. We have to do the whole thing again, going the opposite way. So this is the 1, 2, the vertical lines, the 1, 2, and this diagonal line, the first, so 3, 4. But hexagon has 6 sides, so we'll have 1 more to do. It's a bit more challenging grid than the square grid. But now we're all experts, right? We can do this. It's been a really nice weekend. The sun came out. Finally felt a little bit like summer today. And I've been cat sitting for a friend. It's been nice having a little cat around. All right, keep going down here. And keep drawing your lines. Trying to stay in a positive mindset, because if you're in a positive mindset, the design will turn out better. It's just the way it is. That's what I found anyway. That's my belief. And your whole experience will be easier as well. You won't make as many slip-ups. I'm guesstimating the angle at the ends here. Just sort of using the angle that's already there. And about that. Great, I've done my whole page, so we've got that side. Now we're going to go the other side. So using these two lines that we did, pick one. I'm going to pick the bottom one. Now we've already measured the 1 centimeter up and down the line, but it doesn't start. We can't use the same one because it doesn't start right at the line. So unfortunately, we have to do our new 1 centimeters because mine don't start right at that line. We have to go from a new one. So I'll do one along here, down, vertical. Yeah, you can't use the same one. Remember, that's important to remember. And then another one a little bit further down here. We don't want to get mixed up of which ones we did and which ones are the wrong ones. So even if it might help you to erase, but just a little bit because we'll be using that grid. Keep your mind focused. Know which two to line up here. Here we go. We're going to make a little, I'm going to redraw this one. Little triangles. Because triangles are, squares are 4, multiples of 4. Triangles are 3. So we can do 6. 6 hexagon. You know, I realize we don't even have to measure it because we can just use, oh my goodness, look at that. Where these two cross, we can just use that crossing. That will be perfect. See where those other two cross, where this one and this one cross? That's about 1 centimeter up anyway. So, well, if it's not perfect, it's not perfect. Mine isn't, but it is, you know, because perfection is in the eye of the beholder. Perfection is just absolute acceptance. Making sure to go down the right way. The bottom one's a little messed up. But how much fun making grids and knowing that, you know what, we're not computers and it's okay if it's not perfect. It's almost difficult for me to do the top and the bottom, so I'm sort of just doing them separately. And this one does not match up. Next time I teach this, I will know. Do one at a time, that original hexagon. But this is a learning experience for us all. And it's also learning how to use your ingenuity yourself. How to make a grid that you can make hexagons with. This one did not turn out very well either. All right. Let's say it's good. To start to sort of line up at the bottom. Great, mine's working. Don't get frustrated, just keep going. I I love it that we figured out we don't need to measure anymore. We just need to draw a line this way that crosses that diamond. Crosses right through the diamonds, making all the diamonds now triangles. Now it's flowing. My amazing grid. So satisfying, isn't it? Doesn't it feel good once you get it? Some of you might take longer than others. That's completely fine. You might just want to back up and go back a step and use your eraser. But doing this grid, it's like meditation. Like repeating a process, putting love into it, making it like a meditation for yourself. Focusing on the way you're sitting. Is your back straight? I'm sort of turned a little bit. I have sheets on my lap. Noticing your posture, the way you're holding the pencil. Being present into the experience. Noticing your temperature. As we draw hexagons, we will be learning about the hexagon as well and discussing it. The triangle is a very balanced shape. It's very sturdy, like the pyramids, like a tripod. It's a very strong shape. Triangle stance. For me, the triangle represents, the power of 3. We were just studying the power of 4. Now we'll be going to 6. But the triangle is the power of 3. Past, present, future, birth, life, death. There's a lot of symbolism in the power of 3. And voila! The beautiful next grid is on there. All right, good job. Now it's time to go to the next lesson.